A reading from Matthew, chapter 22, verses 34 through 40. When the Pharisees heard that he had silenced the Sadducees, they gathered together, and one of them, an expert in the law, asked him a question to test him. "Teacher, which commandment in the law is the greatest?" He said to him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the greatest and first commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets."
Thank you, Mark. That was Christianity. So, okay, good night. We'll see you guys later. Got it. Theoretically, that's Christianity. Friends, if we were to hear this read, like Jesus would have responded, we would hear Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. The Lord in all caps here, so the Lord as in the name that is not spoken in the Hebrew faith. There's a practice that our Jewish siblings say this upon waking and upon going to sleep. It's on the little mezuzah scroll that hangs by their doors. And actually, there was a mezuzah at Friends Congregational Church in College Station yesterday where Cam and I went to represent Trinity in the UCC. They have the mezuzah so that they are blessed by the word every time they come and they go. They have the mezuzah so they remember who they are in the world and at home, and that that person is the same. And so it's little surprise that Jesus would have responded thus to the Pharisees, who were also good Jews, when they asked him what the greatest commandment is. This is what Moses said: "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. Keep these words that I am commanding you today in your heart. Recite them to your children and talk about them when you are at home and when you are away and when you lie down and when you rise, and bind them as a seal on your hand. Fix them as an emblem on your forehead. Write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Bind them as a seal on your hand so that all you do is informed by this. Fix them as an emblem on your forehead so that this love is what folks see when they look at you." And friends, we come together and make our best efforts at doing this in all of our actions. We come together and we take care of each other through loving our neighbors who are inside and outside of this sacred space, who are able to join us from long distances, in person sometimes, and on Zoom. We are finding divinity because we are loving God in the ways that we love our neighbors. And siblings, love is not an abstraction here. It is concrete. Love is action. Love is commitment. Love is coming in the rain. Love is commitment to this community which is all of us in here and online and those who couldn't be here, because this community is greater than the sum of its parts. We kicked off this stewardship campaign, what feels like 25 years ago, but we kicked it off by talking about how at Trinity, we are pro-unity, not uniformity. And that's the beauty of us. We are able to affirm. We are able to love. We are able to hold up. We are able to stand up for, and we are able to move together in here and in the world, no matter what the last few years have thrown at us, and no matter what's coming in the future. And I say that with confidence. We are able to get to that unity because we are grounded in deep and unconditional love. The deep and unconditional love of God and the deep and unconditional love of each other. We are able to achieve this unity because we don't expect adherence to a creed or to a dogma to bring us together. Instead, we expect respect and care because we show up for one another. Our unity comes from interdependence. And this week is just one example of how we show up. This is going to morph into a time of coming together as individuals where we are going to make promises, we are going to give gifts, and we are going to create art. The first station over here is Trinity Promises. Here is where you will deliver your Trinity pledge cards if you haven't already. These pledge cards will indicate how you will participate in our community in 2024. I want to stress that these cards are important, not because anyone is asking you to do more than you can, financially, emotionally, or in your time. Please don't burn out. Please don't burn yourselves out. These pledge cards are important because they help us plan which dreams we can live into this year through our collective time, treasure, and talent, which again, greater than the sum of our parts. The second station is here, our table, our altar. It is gifts, which is where the Trinity offering is given each week. This week, all the offerings are being kept at Trinity. We don't have a special offering, so please give as you ordinarily might here, and this, either the wooden bowl or the basket today is fine. You can also give on your phone, and there will be directions on the screen. The third station, which is, I'm so excited about the third station. It's our gratitude station. Dave showed us one way that he gives back to Trinity and one example of how we all can give back through our talent by painting this tremendous piece of art. And Light worked with Dave, and they cut out all of these many leaves, and so we invite you all to please write something you are grateful for on a leaf and glue it to the tree. This art will be displayed, hopefully for a long time, to remind us how we came together, how we came out of the wilderness. It'll remind us of the love of this community, and it'll also remind us of the promises that we make to each other. You're all invited to participate in this art. There's no specific order to these stations. You'll be invited to come forward and come to each of them, but I ask that we all kind of move this way. So we'd go promises, gifts, gratitude, promises, just so we don't get up in traffic jammed. Tim's going to lead us in some chants for when you're not moving through the stations, and after we finish, we're going to bless everything and sing our Trees of the Field out. When you are ready, you are invited to come forward. If you need any help, grab me or someone else. Let's move into this very sacred time. Let's be good news. Amen.